I use Camtasia a lot to record videos for my students, especially in the programming. But there are two things that kind of annoy me a little bit about it. The first one being that you can't, by default, set a recording to be mono as a production because the stereo sounds a little bit odd because it's usually left channel only. And the second thing that I think could be implemented as a feature is an EQ. Now, I think I'm hypercritical of my own voice like everyone else is. And I'm using a fairly good microphone, which is a Rode NT microphone, which is a USB microphone straight into the laptop, no problem at all. And on my big desktop settings, or system, sorry, I use a Rode Procaster with a Scarlett 2i2, I think it is, yeah, 2i2 interface, which converts the XLR into USB. So that's pretty good, but I don't like the sound of my own voice, and I wish there was a way I could moderate what it sounds like. Also, sometimes in my background I've got a bit of noise and I'd like help with that. And whilst it has a noise removal tool inside Camtasia, I don't think it's particularly effective. So I want to try and show you a way in which we might be able to make it better. So in your search engine of choice, choose a search for Steelseries Sonar. The Steelseries Sonar is a piece of software which will help us with what we're trying to solve here. So if we go to their website, and you'll find there lots and lots of hardware, which is beautiful hardware that they make for our gamers. And our Sonar software is downloaded by clicking that. Now, in order to use the Sonar software, you have to have a Sonar account, but we'll come up with that in just a minute. So I'm going to just save the software. And as you see, we're currently on version 45.0.0, which is the most up-to-date one here in September 2023. So that's going to download. And it's done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the software, install the installer. So this screen should open up with the software downloaded and installed. So this is the state of the account that I was telling you about a minute ago. So I already have a Steelseries account and I will log into that. You need to create one before you can use the software, and it's free. I don't see any hidden charges. As far as I can see, it's absolutely straightforward, and you just sign up for an account. So let me just sign in. So when you've logged in, you should see this. And what we want to do is we want to customize our Sonar, which is down here on my one. So I'm going to let's go. And then on the side here, choose Sonar. And you can see it starting. And then you choose your output. At the moment I'm using my headphones, I might be using speakers, so that's my game output. Chat output would be the same, whatever speakers you choose to use or headset you're using. Media output, exactly the same, headphones, and the output, I'm going to choose speakers. I don't have an aux output. And the microphone is already selected for the one that I've set as default when I was setting up my recording for my Camtasia video. So I do that, and it's just setting it all up. And we are now game on. So do that, and this interface should open up for you. So I'm going to try and customize my microphone input. I actually really don't worry about these. I haven't played with them much yet. You can control the volume by master. This is for streaming, obviously, for that. So I'm going to click the microphone tab here, and I'm going to use configuration default, but I can choose some of these configurations that I'm going to tell you about in just a second. So I'm going to say OK. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say default. And now what I'm going to do is click balanced. And you can see that the equalizer is going to apply that effect in balanced. However, what I've got to do in order to see that output is to change my settings in Camtasia and choose the Sonar, which is a virtual microphone for my use in Camtasia. So what I need to do is next time I'm going to record immediately after this clip, I need to go into the recording settings, down click the microphone and select my new virtual microphone, which is called Steelseries Sonar. So I'm now recording through my virtual microphone, which is on the balanced setting. I could choose the default, I could choose the balance. What I propose to do is to do you a couple of the favorites that I like and show you what the effect of that will be once these have been selected. I'm now recording through this software. So I've gone back to the software and I've chosen this one, less nasal, which I quite like actually. And then there's a really cool tool down here at the bottom, which is the Clearcast A-Noise cancellation. So if I turn that on, I should get a much better effect overall from the microphone as we're going through this. So I've chosen another one, which is Clarity Low Pitch. You can play with these. Obviously, I'm only going to show you one more because it's just a waste of your time, really. There's a jokey one at the bottom, Walkie Talkie, but Clarity Low Pitch. And once again, I'm going to turn on the noise cancellation, the AI noise cancellation. I called it AI cancellation last time. So Clearcast AI noise cancellation is really cool. So I'm now using that as my default setting in my video. And I think you'll notice the difference between the clip a couple of minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, when I did no adjustments here. And it's really, really good. And I think it's such an easy thing to do. And why wouldn't you? For those of you who are experts in audio, which I'm absolutely not, you can use settings here and you can change whatever you want. If you turn this off, you can then use the older systems which are here. You can use a noise gate and a smart compressor, smart voice compressor, but I'm not an expert in this at all. But you can, of course, tune this in to whatever you need. And I think it's something that it would be great fun to play with until you get it pitched just right. So you can reset and you can get this exactly spot on for yourself. I haven't discovered yet whether this is well, you can add a new one, which is probably based on your existing settings. Wouldn't that be great fun to play with? I hope that helps because I did struggle to find information for myself, and it was only by watching a really good video by this YouTube user, The Boish, and it was really good, straightforward, and that's what gave me the insight I needed in order to get started. I hope you find the video useful and gets you over the humps.